So let us understand the next internet and web apps. I mean, we'll understand the Servlet, but before understanding Servlet, we'll understand some of the basic stuff like what is the internet architecture and internet protocol models. Okay, so look at here. So what happened whenever we request on the website, it go to some of the server through internet, right? So if client A is requesting through internet connectivity, it hits to the some of the server, let us say Gmail server or Yahoo server or Google server, right? So this is what client and server and the network, right? So there are some protocol which use in this network for connectivity, right, from here to here, and server like understanding that request and processing the request and responding, right? Now here internet protocol, like, so as we know internet works through suite of protocols called TCP/IP, UDP. Lot of protocols are there, right? So if you can see, we are having some of the protocol like HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, right? We are having FTP, file transfer protocol, SMTP for mail, telnet, right? So they all like further interacting with the TCP protocol or transmission control protocol or UDP, user datagram protocol, right? Further interacting with the IP and then interacting with the LAN physical connections, right? These are the layers for the like protocol layers. These layers vary as per the protocol you are using. So if you want to know more about the protocols, you have to explore the networking sections, then you will come to know what these protocols, how this works, right? Now transport layer protocol. There are two most prominent transport layer protocol in the use of TCP and UDP. So look at here the difference between UDP and TCP. So as I said, UDP is a user datagram protocol and TCP is the transmission control protocol. So TCP is a connection oriented. See the difference here, right? While UDP is a connection less. What it mean? If the connection is there in TCP IP, right? It is just sending and it is also responding back that the packet has been sent, right? So uses of acknowledgement here, it is sending or giving you acknowledgement that your message has been or your packet has been sent to the destinations where you were billing to send, right? But this guy will not tell you whether your packet has been sent or not. So you are not confirmed that your data has gone there or not, right? Even if it is a large distance, then it is gone. UDP will not help you. This protocol always help in a like small distance, small amount of data. If it is a large amount of data, this is gone. But the next side, TCP is very strong. It can send you huge amount of data. It can send you, it can send like any distance, right? So it is a full duplex byte stream, no flow control. Resending of erroneous package, no resending of erroneous package. If some packet is having some error, it will try to resend, but this guy will not do anything. So this is what error detection, while in this some error is getting detected. Okay. So I hope you understood the difference between the TCP and UDP here. Now there are various application layer protocols among all, which is very important and very popular. I'm just going to explain you that FTP. It is a file transfer protocol. Okay. So whenever you want to try or you want to send some file from one location to another location, you can use FTP protocol and you can send it. Okay, so there are some commands for FTP we have. So if you say here, let us say you're writing uh, FTP, enter. So it will ask for the FTP or IP address. You want to connect with a certain IP address. I just say disconnect. Okay, or you can write like FTP. I just say bye. Okay, okay. I just say quit here. Okay. Now, what you can do here, you can also write like this FTP hyphen the IP address. Let us say 192.168.1 dot something, some IP address you can give. So you can connect from one system to another system through the FTP. Let us say it has been connected now, and it will ask for the username password also to you. If you say question mark, you will get lot of commands. These are the FTP commands we are having, like delete command or get command. You want to send some file from this system to another system, so just use your put command is there. You can also use mput for sending multiple files. You can use get for getting files. You can use mget for getting multiple files, right? So there are several commands we are having. You can use this. Okay, now if you want to quit this connections, just say quit. Okay, so you can try that one. It is for the file transfer, right? And next is the HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. If you want to open any web page or web based application, you need this protocol, right? Like HTTP colon slash slash log some of the gmail.com, www.gmail.com, right? SMTP for sending mail, simple mail transfer protocol, and POP is it's a post office protocol used to receive the email. So SMTP for sending, POP is for receiving, right? Telnet, like let us say you are here and you want to work with other system, remote system. So you can just connect with your that remote system and you will get everything on your machine and you can work with that. So you will have a feeling that you're working on the remote machine. Okay, but you are not there, you are working from your own system. What is a web application? So I can say web application is accessed over the network such as the internet or intranet, right? We always access some mail account like gmail.com or yahoo.com and some hotmail.com. So they all are using, or we can say it is a kind of mail application. We always access some tutorials. So that tutorials, we can say it is a web application, right? So it is a build of the web component that perform a specific task and are able to expose their services over the web. So it is having some functionality and we are using that functionality, right? The term web application may also mean a software application that is hosted in a browser controlled environment or Java applet or coded in a browser support language like JavaScript, HTML. Okay. Common web application include webmail, online retail sales, online auctions, wikis, and many other of functions or sites we are having, right? Now we'll know what is active and passive resources. So always the web application is having some active and passive resources or components. Okay. So what is active? Active resources have their own processing capability, so it can do something. It can process, it can interact with database, right? For example, we are having a sublet. So sublet can interact with database, can interact with the some of the other component, and can generate one web page. Okay, fine. But what about passive resource? It is not having a processing capabilities like HTML page. Can HTML page can interact with any database? Can interact with any components? No, it cannot do. It is just a flat language, right? Which is providing you to just format your web page. You just make a certain layout of your web page, but it cannot do its own anything, right? So web application and the web application server. Now next, so we understood the web application. Now next, web application server. So web application server, we can say it is providing the whole infrastructure for the web application. Whatever web application is supposed to do, okay, or whatever like it needs, if it needs some resources, okay, web application server will provide that. Or we can say the web applications resides where? On the server. On the server means on the machine we are having a certain software like web application servers, like web server. There are number of servers we are having like Tomcat, WebLogic, JBoss, WebSphere. There are 14, 15, 20 servers are there in the market, which you can use for deploying the web application. Once deployed correctly, you can access the web page. Okay. So the application server provides the web application with easy and managed access. Okay. Clear? Now web server. Look at here. A software. It is a kind of software, right? We can download this software from the Tomcat website, a WebLogic website, okay, for downloading the WebLogic server. So that service is internet request and received by HTTP request. So once any HTTP request come from the browser, from the client, this guy can handle the request and do something, process it, right? Now what is a web client? We are the web client when we open a browser and we just say gmail.com, yahoo.com. So we are the what? Web client. We are the client. And we can say actually browser is my client, right? Because you are not doing your own anything, right? You are always taking the help of the browser like Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, right? And Chrome and all, isn't it? So this is what web client we are having. Next, what is J2E? J2E architecture, J2E component, and J2E history. Look at here. So first of all, what is J2E? It is a sort of Java to platform enterprise edition, right? And some of the key features we are having, like even I explained the previous session that J2 architecture, since it is using Java, so it is a platform independent, right? And Java centric environment from Sun for developing, building, deploying web-based enterprise application online. The J2 platform consists of a set of services, right? API and protocols that provide the functionality for developing multi-tier web-based application. The J2 platform uses a distributed multi-tier application model for enterprise applications. So we can develop some distributed application, right? And as we know that J2 is a multi-tier architecture like web tier, business tier, enterprise information tier, integration tier, client tier, lot of tier is there, right? So the whole application logic is divided into the components, right? According to their functionality and uses and interaction. And they are installed in the different machine. So web application server could be one, your enterprise server could be one, enterprise database server could be one, right? Like that. Now you can see this J2 architecture here that in the beginning I made, that this is my client tier, right? Interacting with the web tier. In the web tier we are having like Servlet and JSP, right? So this web tier is interacting with the business tier, that could be Java Beans or enterprise Java Beans. This business tier is interacting with your enterprise information system, that is your database server. In between there are one tier, we can say integration tier, right? Like we are having some technologies, ADBC, Hibernate, Top Link, lot of technologies there which help us to connect with the database, right? So that we can say it is an integration tier. So this is the whole architecture of Z2E. Z2E component. So you can see this one also. The client could be normal browser only. The client could be the J2SC based application. Okay, the client could be applet based application, normal application client. They all sending requests to the server. On the server we are having this whole stuff. Okay, and another server is the database server. They all interacting with that. Now the request is coming to the either Servlet or JSP. So one thing I should know here, that what is web container? This Servlet and JSP is what? Web component. So this web component run under one environment and we call it is a web container. You can say Servlet container also, right? So always this web component run under the web container, while EasyV is what? It is a business component. So it runs under the environment of EasyV container. So there's one software we are having, that container, EasyV container, which help us, which provide the whole infrastructure to the EasyV component, and it take the usage of that infrastructure that is provided by the container. Okay, so there are some container we have, from where we will get, once we install the server, let us say we install the Tomcat server. Okay, if I install Tomcat, I will not get this, because Tomcat server is not having the EasyB container, so we cannot deploy the EasyB component. We can get only web container here. But once we install, let us say JBoss, we install WebLogic, okay, number of servers we are having, WebSphere from IBM. So if I install these servers, we'll get web container as well as EasyB container. So we can deploy the EasyB component. These servers supports EasyB container as well as Servlet container or web container also. Okay. So you understood this here, the business component and web component and client component, right? Okay, so next is the J2E history. Today we know Java E or J2E, but initially when the J2E launched in 1998, it was called JPE, Java Professional Edition. Okay. Now later it has become J2E 1.2, 3, 1.4, and now Java E5. Now current is a Java E6 also. There are a lot of changes happen in that. So you'll come to know one by one. Okay, so that's all about the understanding basic of J2E, and next we have to see the request and response model. Okay,